Do you ever wonder why some people can handle anything life throws at them, while others break down at the smallest setback? You might be surprised to learn that mental strength often comes down to the small habits we practice daily. Without realizing it, many of us have picked up habits that actually make us mentally weaker. Mental strength isn't just about staying calm under pressure. It's about building resilience, facing challenges head-on, and learning to grow from tough experiences. But sometimes, our everyday actions and routines weaken that strength without us even knowing. Whether it's dwelling on the past, avoiding risks, or constantly seeking approval, these habits may feel harmless at first. But over time, they can chip away at your confidence and make it harder to handle life's ups and downs. Today, we're going to uncover 10 common habits that might be making you mentally weaker. By understanding these habits, you'll know exactly what to avoid if you want to build a stronger, more resilient mindset. So, let's dive in and see which of these habits might be secretly holding you back. Habit 1. Seeking constant validation. One habit that can make you mentally weak is constantly seeking validation from others. This is when you always look for approval from friends, family, or even strangers before you feel good about yourself or your decisions. For example, you might post on social media and feel disappointed if you don't get many likes or comments. Or maybe you ask people for reassurance all the time, like asking if they think you did a good job at work or if they like how you dress. At first, it might feel harmless or even helpful, but over time, relying on others' opinions can drain your confidence. When you're always looking for outside approval, you give others power over how you feel. This means that on a good day, when people praise you, you feel great. But on a bad day, when no one compliments you or notices your efforts, you may feel discouraged or even insecure. This back and forth of depending on others to validate your worth weakens your self-esteem and keeps you from developing true mental strength. To break this habit, start by practicing self-validation. Set small goals for yourself and celebrate when you achieve them, even if no one else notices. Try to identify what makes you feel proud, not what you think others will approve of. Over time, this will help you rely more on your own opinions rather than constantly seeking external validation. Remember, building mental strength starts with trusting yourself. The more you can give yourself credit, the less you'll need approval from others to feel confident. Habit 2. Avoiding difficult emotions. Avoiding difficult emotions might feel good in the short term, but it actually weakens us over time. Think about how often people turn to distractions when something bothers them. Scrolling through social media, binge-watching TV shows, or even keeping extra busy to avoid uncomfortable feelings. While these things provide temporary relief, they don't help us deal with our emotions in a healthy way. Instead, they push those feelings down, creating a buildup of stress that we eventually have to face. When we avoid facing our emotions, we miss the chance to understand what's really going on inside us. For example, if you had a tough day at work, ignoring the frustration or anxiety might keep you calm for a moment, but it doesn't allow you to figure out why you felt that way in the first place. Over time, unresolved feelings can lead to more intense stress, and we may feel like small issues are much bigger than they actually are. This weakens our mental resilience, making us less capable of handling even minor challenges. Learning to face difficult emotions can seem intimidating, but it's one of the best ways to grow mentally stronger. Instead of pushing feelings away, try practicing mindfulness. Take a moment to sit quietly and let yourself feel whatever comes up without judgment. This can help you process emotions rather than bury them. Journaling is another powerful tool. Writing down your thoughts and feelings allows you to see patterns and understand what's bothering you, giving you clarity and helping you find solutions. The more comfortable we get with facing our emotions, the more resilient we become. Rather than breaking down when tough situations arise, we're better prepared to handle them calmly and thoughtfully. Over time, you'll notice that handling emotions directly not only builds mental strength, but also leads to a greater sense of peace and control in your life. So, next time a difficult emotion comes up, remember that facing it is the first step to growing mentally stronger. Habit 3. Blaming others. One of the most common habits that makes us mentally weak is blaming others when things go wrong. It's easy to point fingers when we face failure or disappointment, But this habit only weakens us in the long run. When you blame someone else, you're giving up your power to control the situation. Instead of taking responsibility for your actions and decisions, you're telling yourself that it's out of your hands and there's nothing you can do. Think about it. When something doesn't go as planned, maybe you didn't get the job you wanted or a project didn't turn out well, what's the first thing you do? Do you think, I could have done better, I should have prepared more? Or do you look for someone or something else to blame? Maybe you blame the economy, the people around you, or even bad luck. While external factors can affect outcomes, focusing too much on blaming others prevents us from learning from our mistakes and improving ourselves. Blaming others feels good in the moment because it helps us avoid taking responsibility for our shortcomings. It's easy to feel like the victim, and in that mindset, we don't have to face the discomfort of self-reflection. But in reality, blaming others only keeps us stuck. When we constantly shift the blame, we're telling ourselves that we have no control over our lives. We're taking away our own power. To break this habit, try shifting your focus from blaming others to asking yourself, what can I do differently next time? Instead of looking for someone or something to blame, reflect on what you could have controlled or changed. If a project didn't go well, maybe you didn't communicate enough, or maybe you rushed through it. If a relationship failed, perhaps you didn't listen enough. Once you take ownership of your actions, you put yourself in a position to grow and improve. By stopping the blame game, you regain control of your life. And with that control, you build mental strength, resilience, and the confidence to take on any challenge that comes your way. Habit 4. Fear of change. One of the most common habits that can make you mentally weak is the fear of change. We all like to stay in our comfort zones. It feels safe and familiar. But here's the problem. Staying stuck in the same routine, even if it's not ideal, prevents us from growing and improving. Fear of change holds us back from seizing new opportunities and making the most of our lives. For example, many people stay in jobs they dislike because they fear trying something new. They might worry about not being good enough in a new role, or the uncertainty of what could happen next. This fear stops them from pursuing their passions or stepping into better opportunities. It's the same with relationships or even daily habits. People stay in toxic environments or unhealthy routines because it's easier than facing the discomfort of change. But here's the truth. Change is necessary for growth. It's a part of life. When you resist change, you're telling yourself that you're not capable of adapting or learning new things. On the other hand, when you embrace change, you challenge yourself to step up, take risks, and discover new strengths you didn't know you had. The key is to start small. You don't have to make huge life changes overnight. Begin by making small adjustments in your day-to-day life. Try learning a new skill, taking a different route to work, or even changing your daily routine. These small changes will help you become more comfortable with the process of adapting and growing. Over time, these little steps will build up, and you'll start to feel more confident and open to bigger changes. Remember, the discomfort you feel in the face of change is normal. It's a sign that you're stepping out of your comfort zone and pushing yourself to grow. So, next time you're faced with a change, try to see it as an opportunity for growth, not something to be afraid of. Embrace it, and watch how it strengthens your mind and your life. Habit 5. Dwelling on the past. One of the biggest habits that make you mentally weak is constantly dwelling on the past. It's easy to get stuck replaying old mistakes, missed opportunities, or things you wish you had done differently. But the truth is, living in the past only drains your energy and keeps you stuck in a cycle of regret. The more you focus on what's already happened, the less you can focus on what's happening now or what you can do in the future. Think about it. How many times have you thought about that one mistake you made months or even years ago? Maybe it's a missed job opportunity, a failed relationship, or a bad decision that changed your life. The problem with dwelling on these moments is that it stops you from moving forward, keeps your mind tied to things you can't change, and it makes it harder to recognize the good things that are happening around you right now. Instead of replaying those negative thoughts, try shifting your focus to the present. What's happening today that you can be grateful for? What opportunities are in front of you right now? You can't change what's already been done, but you can always choose to take action in the present moment. The past is a lesson, not a prison. A simple way to break the habit of dwelling on the past is by practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you stay focused on what's happening right now, without letting your thoughts drift to past mistakes. Journaling is another great tool. Write down what you're feeling and what you're learning from your experiences. Once you put it on paper, it's easier to let go. The key takeaway is this: don't let your past hold you back. Every time you catch yourself thinking about what went wrong, remind yourself that you have the power to create a better future. Shift your focus, embrace the present, and keep moving forward. This will build your mental strength and help you live a more positive, fulfilling life. Habit 6. Being easily offended. One of the habits that make you mentally weak is being easily offended. We all know someone who seems to take everything personally. A simple comment, a joke, or even just someone's tone of voice can trigger an emotional reaction. When you're constantly upset by what others say or do, it drains your energy and keeps you stuck in a negative mindset. Getting offended all the time often comes from a place of insecurity. You might feel like others are judging you, or that their words reflect something bad about you. But the truth is, most of the time, people don't even mean to hurt you. It's not about you, it's about them. Maybe they're having a bad day or didn't realize their words would upset you. When you take offense too easily, it shows that you're giving away your power. You're letting someone else's words control how you feel. This weakens your mental resilience because it makes you reactive rather than proactive. Instead of focusing on what you can control, like your thoughts and actions, you're allowing external factors to dictate your emotions. So how do you break free from this habit? The first step is to build a strong sense of self. When you know who you are and what you stand for, it's easier to let things slide off your back. Practice not taking everything personally. If someone says something hurtful or rude, ask yourself, is this about me or is it about them? More often than not, it's the latter. Another useful practice is empathy. When you stop seeing everything as an attack on you, it becomes easier to understand that people are just human, with their own issues and struggles. When you can put yourself in their shoes, you can respond with understanding rather than offense. Being less easily offended is a powerful habit. It will help you stay calm, in control, and emotionally strong. When you stop reacting to everything, you gain more space to focus on what truly matters: your goals, your growth, and your happiness. Habit 7. Resisting feedback. One of the habits that make us mentally weak is resisting feedback. Feedback is simply someone offering advice, criticism, or observations about how we can improve. But instead of seeing it as a helpful tool, many people take it personally or ignore it. They feel attacked, thinking that if someone points out a flaw, it means they're a failure. This is a dangerous mindset because it prevents growth. Think about it for a moment. When someone gives you feedback, they're not saying you're a bad person. They're just offering a perspective that might help you do better. Whether it's a friend, a teacher, or a coworker, their intention is to help you improve, not to hurt your feelings. For example, imagine your boss points out something you missed in a report. Instead of getting defensive or frustrated, you could take that feedback as a chance to learn and do better next time. Resisting feedback also makes you blind to areas where you need to improve. If you're constantly shutting down advice, you're not giving yourself the chance to grow. Think about athletes or anyone successful in their field. They're not perfect, but they embrace feedback because they know it helps them get better. Michael Jordan, considered one of the greatest basketball players of all time, didn't get there by ignoring criticism. He listened to his coaches and worked on his weaknesses. If you find yourself resisting feedback, try changing your perspective. Instead of thinking, they're criticizing me, think, they're helping me. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? You'll find that feedback, no matter how hard it is to hear, is a key to personal growth and success. By being open to feedback, you show that you are willing to improve and get stronger mentally. So next time someone gives you advice or points out something you could do better, embrace it. It's a gift that will help you become more resilient and mentally strong. Habit 8. Avoiding risks. One of the most common habits that make us mentally weak is avoiding risks. We all feel safer when we stick to what we know, our comfortable routines, familiar jobs, or safe relationships. But the truth is, Staying in our comfort zone for too long holds us back from growing and reaching our full potential. When we avoid risks, we stop challenging ourselves, and without challenge, there's no progress. Imagine you have a job that you don't love, but it's stable. You get a paycheck every month, and it's easy. Now, there's an opportunity for you to pursue something you're passionate about. Maybe a new career or starting a business, but it feels risky. What if it doesn't work out? What if you fail? So, instead of taking that risk, you choose to stay in the same old job. While this might feel safe, you're also choosing to limit your own growth. It's not just about big career changes. Avoiding risks happens in everyday life too. Maybe you want to get fit, but you avoid trying a new workout because it feels tough. Or you want to make new friends, but you don't join that group because it feels awkward. These little risks add up, and over time, they chip away at your mental toughness. When you choose the easy way out, you don't learn how to deal with discomfort, and you miss out on valuable experiences. The truth is, risk is part of life. If you never step out of your comfort zone, you'll never know what you're capable of. You don't have to take huge leaps, but start small. Take a new class, try a new hobby, or speak up in a meeting. Every small risk you take builds your confidence and makes you mentally stronger. So, next time you feel the urge to play it safe, ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? By taking risks, you're not just learning new skills, you're strengthening your mindset and getting closer to the person you want to become. Habit 9. Negative self-talk. Negative self-talk is one of the most common habits that makes us mentally weak. Yet many people don't even realize they're doing it. It's that inner voice that tells you, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, every time you face a challenge. These thoughts may feel automatic, but they are powerful, and they affect your ability to think clearly and take action. When you tell yourself that you're not capable, you start to believe it. This belief makes it harder to push through difficult situations or try new things. If you constantly say, I'll never be successful, or I'm just not cut out for this, then you are reinforcing these negative ideas in your mind. Over time, these thoughts can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, where you stop trying because you've convinced yourself that failure is inevitable. But here's the truth. Self-doubt is normal. Everyone faces moments of uncertainty. What separates the mentally strong from the weak is how they deal with those thoughts. Instead of allowing negative self-talk to control your actions, you can change the script in your mind. Instead of, I can't, try saying, I haven't mastered this yet, but I can learn. Shift from, I'm not good enough, to I am improving every day. The first step to breaking free from negative self-talk is to notice it. Pay attention to how often you say something negative about yourself. Then challenge those thoughts. Ask yourself, is this true? Is there evidence to support it? More often than not, the answer is no. Most of the time, our fears and doubts are not based on facts but on assumptions and past failures. Replacing negative self-talk with positive affirmations and a more realistic mindset can have a huge impact on your mental strength. Instead of seeing challenges as barriers, view them as opportunities to grow. Remind yourself that every mistake is a lesson and every setback is a chance to build resilience. Over time, you'll find that you're more confident, more focused, and better equipped to handle the ups and downs of life. Habit 10. Quitting too soon. One of the biggest habits that makes you mentally weak is quitting too soon. When things get tough, it's easy to throw in the towel and walk away. Whether it's a fitness goal, a new hobby, or a work project, many people give up the moment they hit a rough patch. But what they don't realize is that growth happens in the struggle, not when things are easy. Think about it. How many times have you started something with excitement, only to quit because it wasn't as easy as you thought it would be? Maybe you joined a gym, set a goal to read more books, or decided to learn a new skill. At first, it was exciting, but when the results didn't come quickly, you gave up. This is where mental toughness comes in. Those who succeed are the ones who push through the difficult moments. They understand that success isn't instant. It's built through consistent effort, even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. For example, think about how long it takes to get fit. If you stop after a week because you don't see the results right away, you'll never reach your goal. But if you keep showing up, day after day, your progress will start to show over time. The key is persistence. When you're about to quit, ask yourself, what would happen if I just kept going for a little longer? you might be closer to success than you think. So, instead of giving up when things get hard, take a deep breath, refocus, and keep moving forward. The strength you need to succeed is built in those moments when you choose to keep going, even when it seems easier to stop. Stay consistent, and the results will follow. In this video, we've uncovered 10 habits that make you mentally weak, habits you might not even realize are holding you back. From seeking constant validation to quitting too soon, each habit is a barrier to building real mental strength. We've looked at how avoiding difficult emotions, blaming others, and fearing change can make us feel stuck. We also explored how being easily offended, resisting feedback, and avoiding risks only limit our growth. Negative self-talk and quitting early rob us of the resilience we need to push through challenges. But here's the good news. Each of these habits is changeable. By simply becoming aware of them, you're already on your way to building a stronger mindset. Start small. Take responsibility for your actions. Stop seeking approval from others, and embrace change. The road to mental strength isn't easy, but every step you take towards breaking these habits will make you more resilient. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these habits do you think is holding you back the most? Drop a comment below and let me know how you plan to break free from it. If you're serious about leveling up your mental game, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more tips for becoming mentally stronger. Thanks for watching, and remember, mental strength isn't something you're born with. It's something you build day by day.